loving for him, I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Felt like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my.
Hello, everybody. Coach here, welcoming you to Madden Ultimate Team. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a great one on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Chicago Bears.
Oops.
With that, let's get out to venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Standing by with the call, here are Brandon Godden and...
is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken short. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They will be led out by the former Heisman Trophy winner back in 2016.
All right. Oh, there you are.
There's a handful to contain. Lamar
How you
Jackson.
doing? How you doing, Javier?
On first down, Dickerson. Call it officially a loss of 2.
I'm trying to finish some of my solo battles for the week.
Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff them in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly.
Do you have Madden Ultimate
That's what
Team?
they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking.
Do you play Madden
down,
Ultimate
just what you
Team?
said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez,
That's why you probably can't hear me.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So time to start.
Oh, we got 2 people now. What the heck?
They come up now 3rd and long.
Who else is watching?
From the gun, Jackson.
Who we got watching?
He's taken down.
Oh, we got Mama here. Who else is watching?
Oh, always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense.
Chat.
In fact, when we talk with them prior to the game,
chime in on the chat and let me know who's watching.
Their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
Oh, somebody got off the line again. What the heck?
Here's Matt
Porter
Hawk
and
now,
Beth.
as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Fielded at the 33.
Oh.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a give right side. Dickerson. Oh, some strong running. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. 30 yards.
Oh, somebody's else back on. We got 2 viewers.
Strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, you've got
What's the most viewers I've had all night? No, I'm just kidding. I think I have 3 viewers tonight.
On your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that stuff.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But
So chime in on the chat and let me know who's watching.
You get a 3 and out.
I just want to know.
To take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said thank you.
It's my first time broadcasting.
Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Yeah, I have a Twitch account, but I don't use it that much, so maybe I should use Twitch. Oh, what do you guys think? And I only have 1 viewer again.
This will be taken very short. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
And now Chicago,
so what's everybody doing during this lockdown?
And the last drive, the first drive for them.
Are you catching up on movies or TV shows?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands and maybe the offensive move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people.
I can't believe that guy did that to us. Lamar Jackson.
Exactly. For the right play, yeah.
That too.
It'll be really embarrassing if I lost this. The computer.
First down. Dickerson slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage.
How many people use Derek Dickerson and cheese the
leads to second down.
whole game? I know I did, because I'm a cheesy player.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson.
Gotta do what I can. Gotta do what it takes to win, right?
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I have like Eric Dickerson and Barry Sanders. I have the dual-headed threat.
On 3rd down, Jackson.
Oh, fumble!
Hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks
And dancing in the end zone.
And he's gonna score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. And give some
Tillman's the MVP, man.
I think here they bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it
they did 2 team celebrations. Did you see that? I've never seen that before. They're like a leapfrog and something else.
Well, you like the credit to the defense
the heck?
there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Look at this. What's the team celebration thing? That was weird. Anybody else see that?
Here for the extra point.
Uh-oh. Wasting too much time celebrating. Almost out of time.
It's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken short. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ryan Shazier got in that time, the first-round pick of 2014. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks.
There's my wife.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from Wilson. Hit. It's
whoa, what the heck?
Fumble. And they're going to speed things up here.
Oh, what just happened there?
On 3rd down, Dickerson.
Oh.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So on 4th down, Pete Carroll's going to call out his field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken very short. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. As the offense takes the field, we zero in on Lamar Jackson. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line. So
and the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And the pressure gets to him again. Michael Strahan getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Okay. Tired, huh?
Yeah. Here's Matt Hawk now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone.
Yeah, I got one viewer.
He's been a busy
no, it's
man
one of
those
people I met.
And it's fielded at the 34.
When I was teaching at the high school. Yeah.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. That punt returned 66 yards, and it goes the distance.
A couple people did.
And the Seahawks are able to stretch
Sean
that
did. Sean's like, I give your review 3 out of 5 stars.
Just to try to flip field position. He flipped it all the way into the end zone.
The rule of thumb is, can you pick up 10 yards?
He's like, you need more energy.
He takes it all the way and provides a big spark for his team.
It was my first time. Yeah.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half.
Yeah. Like
It's
I know
no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take
the build up
back,
to the story is like
so
the inciting incident. Yeah, it's like where the movie takes off. That's where you describe the audience, without spoiling too much,
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This will be taken short. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On first down, Dickerson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On second down, it's Sanders, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby! Smart that.
Oh.
Delay of game, offense.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. The tackle by Janoris Jenkins. On second down now, it's Sanders. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
This is a boss.
On 3rd down, Dickerson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On 2nd down, Dickerson. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at Soldier Field. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They'll run on 1st down. Sanders. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a give right side. Dickerson. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Back now on EA Sports. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Hello to my one viewer.
This will be taken very short.
Hello. Hey.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Oh! Your hand wasn't in the way.
The field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
How do you get in there?
He said, I see you.
Well, who's that?
The guy that was watching.
Oh.
Said, I see you.
Now Jackson on 1st down. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now it's Jackson. That'll be caught by Hester. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
There you go.
Jackson from the shotgun. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Night Train Lane. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long time. I know as a team they will celebrate. I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
I'll buy you another one. I'll buy you another one.
They'll keep it on the ground. Dickerson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll be third down.
No, yeah, that's chocolate. That's chocolate.
On third down, it's Sanders. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on third and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
Have you watered it lately?
So the victory here for Seattle. And this was truly a...
Yes.
This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. 20 O's, that's 20 goons.
What?
Ice cream whip, triple school.
Okay.
3 strikes.
Okay.
To lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on. I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation, don't try my patience. I'ma pull out one for this.
Hello and welcome in. I'm the coach, and you're watching Madden.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken short. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick in the 2019 draft from Oklahoma. It's Kyler Murray. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. And now it's second down. Well, you got a young quarterback. You know, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 15 for the Niners there, and a first down. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. On second down, Jacobs. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Murray with a 3rd and long. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ryan Shazier in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. They were trying to set up that screen, try to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a give, right side. Dickerson. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give, right side. Dickerson gets around him. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to the Hall of Famer Barry Sanders there. But it's going to be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 43. Here's Wilson. This one taken in by Hester. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 40 yards. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. No score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken very short. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people would think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Throwing on 3rd and long. Murray. And Graham's got it. Complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Here's Wilson to throw. Wide open receiver complete. The catch and run good for 24 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A 16-yard touchdown. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Now the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Throwing on 1st down is Murray. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Murray. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Murray now. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Take it at the 37. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
90 is the mic. Hey, let's get that ball, team. Let's get that ball. Touch 50, touch 50. 90 is the mic.
On 1st down, Wilson to the left side and caught by Hester. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Buco team. Hey, touch.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And Sanders has got it complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken short. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you got it.
Oh, now Murray has it stripped, and the Seahawks have picked it up. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready, and they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Now the try here for the point after. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken very short. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they?
I got him.
Murray now on 1st down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Murray now to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Ready?
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
We got four down. What? Go.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
That penalty is declined.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Switch.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. First half in the... And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good effort on the return there gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown. Not sure it could be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Now Wilson. Throw complete there to Jerry Rice. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now as his guys continue to pour it on. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
A try here for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken short. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game, a chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Strahan. Able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out now come the Seahawks. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's taken down inside the 30. 1st down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. On 2nd down now, it's Sanders. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. He'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And Barry Sanders, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. This will be taken very short. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And San Francisco gets set to go here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
First down, Murray. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. To throw is Murray. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on for the 5th time here today. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch the safety creep.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Game offense.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But there used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Check
On 1st down, Sanders. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd down, Dickerson. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
Here's Sanders. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. 1st down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. So the victory here for Seattle. And I tell
Hello, everyone. You're watching Madden Ultimate Team, and I'm your host, the coach. This game should not disappoint, so sit back and put that remote down. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. With that, let's get up to Seattle, standing by at CenturyLink Field.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken short, and they're going to have poor starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 10-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
This one into the hands of Metcalf. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. Murray fighting, lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Extra point forthcoming. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken very short. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
Knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
On 2nd and 9, Murray rolling to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. But Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right because we did have that discussion.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Strahan able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Murray, and they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Murray with a 3rd and long. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Strahan getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. return, Hester. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now here are the Seahawks in great shape to start their first drive. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And when I think of Russell Wilson, I think not just of the big plays that he's made, and those are considerable, but when they were made. 4th and 26 in a Big Ten championship game against Michigan State when he was with Wisconsin. A big completion helped lead his team to a victory. A big 4th down throw for a touchdown in an NFC championship game against the San Francisco 49ers. When the chips are down, this guy plays at a big level.
Play fake. Murray under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a second down coming up. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the Hall of Famer Night Train Lane. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And that one will go down in the books as just a 1-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it. This will be taken short. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And he has not really been able to have a lot. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Michael Strahan. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Murray, he bootlegs it. Blitz coming, and down he goes. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Here's Hester. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And what is going on here? Are they serious? 1st down, and they're in punt formation. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Strahan. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. After the sack on 1st down, Murray. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line, Michael Strahan. In there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. It's fielded at the 45. A tremendous return there, 39 yards. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken very short. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go!
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenge in your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. And the defense obviously expecting run as well, as they're going to shut that one down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Let's go, defense! Let's go, defense!
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. This one taken from the 7th. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on 1st down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Shotgun now from Murray. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Michael Strahan in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. He returns the punt 64 yards on the score. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This will be taken short. And a big mistake on the return. He's out of bounds at his own 1-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover. They want to try and put points on the board.
And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Michael Strahan there to make the tackle. On second down now, it's Jacobs. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for him. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get him much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves him with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player.
And Kyler Murray cannot get away. They drag him down in the end zone for 2 points. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point.
That return gets all the way to midfield, so we know the field position is absolutely flipped at this point. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I might think about blitzing right now to try and take field position back.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. The Seattle defense getting set to go. They had the safety last time. Where does that fall as far as big momentum plays for a defense?
I think it falls just under a pick 6 or a return fumble for a touchdown. Creating points and then getting the ball back for your team, that's huge because you've changed momentum and you've established a little level of dominance.
Yeah, they showed that dominance on that last drive. Now this drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They'll run to the fullback, Bohannon. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. To throw on 3rd down. Murray nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Strahan in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And there he goes again. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And we always talk about kick returns being so exciting on kickoffs. Punt return almost equally exciting.
And typically we talk about the kickoff return being the most exciting 10 seconds in football. Let's just cut it in half for a punt return and make it the most exciting 5 seconds in football. It's a great, glamorous, dashing play.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This will be taken very short. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Strahan in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On third down, Murray. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Night Train Lane. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. LaFell, the intended receiver. Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. Third and long, got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. Kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
And let's pin the mirrors back.
Murray now on first down. And incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, but it'll be second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Murray looks to throw again, second and 10. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Niles Paul, the intended target. Third down here. Now they face a third and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Murray again. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he'll take it just outside the 40. And he's loose again. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
All right, count him along with me. That's his third return for a touchdown in this game. Why is the ball being kicked to him? That would be my question.
I was just going to ask you the same question because we see two occasionally. I mean, very rare. Three? Unbelievable. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Strahan in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Throwing on third and long. Murray. And he's got some space here. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken short. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. There's nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They can't stop us, baby. Every time it's a sack. Come on, fellas.
So the victory here for Seattle. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, in the field like